In this edition of RPP News, a mass eviction in Capel Sound, shameful behaviour by local kids, and the peninsula shines in the Top Tourist Town Awards. Hello, I'm Catie Sharp. Welcome to the latest edition of RPP News, bringing you stories from across Frankston and the Mornington Peninsula. 26 unit owners at Peninsula Eco Beach in Capel Sound were evicted from their homes on Friday. The 14-day eviction notice followed the insolvency of parent company RC1. While residents have leases, they have learned they do not own their property titles and are being forced to settle on a buyout that in some cases is leaving them close to $300,000 out of pocket. Residents sent RPP images of the eviction, and we spoke to Cassandra Fulton, who has friends at the complex.
One of the owners has already had a heart attack and, they're all stressed. They've got nowhere to go. They're under a lot of financial hardship now because they've lost all their, some of them have lost inheritances that the properties were bought with. They're going to be homeless. Like, they've got nowhere to go. These are older people too. Like, these people are in their late 70s. They bought the properties to retire.
Local high school students have found themselves in the middle of a furore after a video was discovered that allegedly contained disturbing racist content. While little is known about the video, it has been confirmed that it involved several students from Mornington Secondary College and was apparently filmed on school grounds. The school's principal, Linda Stanton, published an open letter to parents and carers, describing the video as extremely disturbing and advising that investigations and disciplinary proceedings are underway. The Transit Crime Investigation Unit is asking for public help to identify a man involved in a sexual offence on a Frankston-bound train service between Richmond and Frankston on the 4th of April this year at around 12 noon. They have released images of a man they believe can assist with inquiries. Anyone with information is urged to contact Crime Stoppers. The Mornington Peninsula Shire Council has approved the introduction of paid parking on our foreshores on a trial basis. A visitor paid parking pilot will be put in place at 3 locations in time for the summer and will run for at least 6 months. Using a camera-based paperless system, the pilot will test technology and parking controls at Schnapper Point Foreshore in Mornington, Sunnyside North Beach Foreshore in Mount Eliza, and Flinders Pier Foreshore in Flinders. The hourly rate will be $6.20 with variable time limits to apply at location. All residents will be able to apply for up to 5 foreshore parking permits per household, which will enable free parking. In backing the proposal, Watson Ward Councillor Kate Roper says she supports the principle of user pays, and for those not happy with parking rates, there are many alternative beaches across the peninsula.
We've just been talking about, tight fiscal conditions and our budget, that we haven't got enough money to spend on all the things we want to spend on. We've got 192 kilometres of coastline we've got to look after. So if we can raise any sort of money to put towards infrastructure and saving our beaches, I think it's very worthwhile.
The finalists for the 2023 Top Tourism Town Awards have been announced, and we've nabbed 3 of the 17 slots. Frankston, Sorrento and Red Hill South have all been given the nod, representing between them the wonderful diversity of our peninsula. Voting for the top town is now open at vtic.com.au. Everyone who votes gets the chance not only to promote their favourite part of the peninsula, but to win a Melbourne weekend for 2, which includes 2 nights accommodation with breakfast at the Sofitel Melbourne on Collins, dining vouchers to Farmer's Daughters and Myrtle Wine Bar, and 2 tickets to the Loom Melbourne. Voting closes on the 22nd of June. And a new play from an award-winning playwright is coming to Frankston Arts Centre this Wednesday. Euphoria is a tale of good days, bad days and everything in between that catapults us right into the heart of a small town where everyone knows everyone. As the local festival unfolds, characters' worlds collide and the community comes together for an event they'll never forget. This is a heartwarming story from South Australian playwright Emily Steele, bringing regional voices to the fore and an entire town to life with authenticity and wit. Tickets are available on the Frankston Arts Centre website. After the break, we have Bianca with the coming week's weather report.
Everyone knows Australia has 4 big banks. But the fifth biggest retail bank is snapping at their heels. It's a bank that's been around for over 160 years, can be found in over 500 locations nationwide, looks after over 1.8 million customers, and is regularly voted one of the most trusted brands out of all the thousands of brands in Australia. Who is this fantastic number 5? Yep, it's Bendigo Bank. The better big bank.
Established in 1988, Progress Signs has been servicing the local community for 30 years. Located on the Mornington Peninsula, they are the #1 destination for all your signage needs, specialising in a variety of signage from vehicles to shop fronts, occasional and corporate events, short-term, long-term and everything in between. If it's signs you need, be it large or small, Progress Signs is the place to call. Available 24/7 at progress-signs.com.au or call the team on 5975 9188. Thinking signs? Think Progress Signs, a station sponsor.
Battery World now open in Mornington.
We know batteries. We know our 75 D23Ls from our DIN 65 LHs. And we know which is best for you. We have the range and a spark no one else can match because we live and breathe batteries. Those beautiful boxes and cylinders that power our lives and our passions. That's why we're the batteryologists. We're Battery World.
Battery World Shop 1, 43 Mornington Tyre Road, Mornington.
Welcome back. We go now to Bianca for this week's weather.
Hello, I'm Bianca and welcome to this week's RPP weather update. Well, it still wasn't as wet as we thought it would be last week. However, with winter officially starting last week, the situation could be changing. Let's dive in and check out what is coming in the week ahead. Today, Sunday the 4th of June, should bring us a cloudy day with sunny periods. No rain is predicted. We should reach a low of 9 and a high of 15. Monday should see much the same as Sunday. We can expect a low of 9 and a top of 17. Tuesday will be the same again with the possibility of some light rain. We can expect a top of 17 and a low of 9. Wednesday sees this trend continue with a low of 10 and a high of 18. Thursday sees the rain increase a bit with some sunny periods throughout the day. We should reach a high of 16 and a low of 11. Friday brings us a mostly cloudy day with intervals of rain. We can expect a top of 14 and a low of 9. And finally, Saturday should bring us a mostly wet day. We should reach a high of 13 and a low of 10. Well, that's all for this week. Try to stay warm and dry. I will see you again next week with another RPP weather update.
Now to our surf guru Muzz for the Surf Report.
Hi, it's Muzz back with this week's Mornington Peninsula Surf Report. Well, what a great week. We've just had a swell. There's been tons and tons of swell and pretty much been offshore the whole time except for Thursday. It was a slight hiccup, but in saying that it was west-southwest, but a solid ground swell that sort of went through the butt pretty good. So hopefully got in the water. Prime day was Sunday with a swell way over 20 seconds and almost pushing 8 metres out on the Port Phillip Heads buoy. So that's a pretty solid ground swell, and that did run through sort of Sunday, Monday and into Tuesday. But we've had basically waves in Western Port the whole week, way better than I expected to do. So looking back on autumn, now that it's winter, we had a little bit more like a normal winter pattern, or autumn pattern I should say. A lot more nor'westerlies and northerlies and westerlies than we had the last few years. So you know, it just shows that the weather is turning back a little bit normal, so that was a good thing. Week ahead, swells come up a little bit today, which is on the Friday, and the wind's okay, although by the looks of it, a week ahead, it's going to be pretty much be offshore the whole time, but towards midway through next week it should go more north, even to northeast. So we might even get back on the beach breaks maybe Tuesday, Wednesday next week. But in the short term, looks like Friday, Saturday, And even Sunday we'll be in Western Port still, and should be fairly decent, especially Friday morning, and even in the afternoon as the tide comes back in, it should be pretty good. And through the rest of the whole outlook, there's a chance maybe Tuesday might have a slight hiccup with a light wind, which could turn into a southeasterly sea breeze, but it may not at this time of year because it is winter and the water's getting colder, and so is the weather. So, but it looks pretty good, so enjoy, and I'll see you next week.
Now to sports.
With the best on ground this afternoon, Mount Eliza's 55-point win. Finlay Bain, congratulations, Finlay. Good win for your side today.
Yeah, it was really good. I think we came in knowing this is probably the biggest game of the year. In terms of the magnitude and the bye coming up, we didn't want to go in and sort of take a step back. And after last week, we got a little bit of a touch-up, even though the score wasn't what it really looked like. But we were ready to go today. We knew the Bombers were going to come out strong and new challenger. So just wanted to put speed on the ball and try and avoid their big blokes, and yes,
that first quarter, 8 goals you kicked in that first quarter. Could have been 10 or 11. It was some sensational play. You used the ball magnificently the first half as a team. In the first quarter, I should say, as a team.
Yeah, we did. Like that's our A1 is just putting speed on the ball and trying to use our numbers to break through them. We kicked a lot of goals, but our defence is pretty average, so that was the main talking point coming into half time. We wanted to make sure that we're not turning the ball over early. We want to make sure we're getting goals and forward 15 opposed to
yeah, good even spread of goal kickers as well. You kicked 19, like I think Lockie Williams kicked 4 or 5, and Will Lambert kicked 5, I think, as well. There are a couple of other good players. You had some good players, like a lot of good players right across the field today.
Yeah, we did. I think that's going to be our strength. But we know I've got a lot of depth in the club. There's probably 6 to 10 blokes in the tools knocking on the door every week. We got a couple of injuries as well, so the depth is what wins us games. It's not the people at the top; it's the bottom 6 every game.
And just what's it like playing with an ex-AFL champion like Nathan Jones is? Like he obviously come off the ground. There's a little bit of an injury issue with him. But what's he in the limited games he's played for you guys? What's he given to you guys so far?
Well, firstly, I just want to say he's been extremely humble. He's not come in. It's not been a gimmick at all. He's really bought in, and when he speaks, everyone just shuts up and listens. And it's been really good having him there because we're a relatively young team with not a probably bona fide leader in the team, so it comes from a couple, but having him in there, everyone just listens to him and he knows what he's doing. He's played very good there for footy, so it's just been a massive bonus to a team that probably need it.
What is the issue with him in terms of his games he's going to play this year? Is it the playing games he's playing? Is it just a certain amount of games he's playing?
I think it's a week-by-week proposition with him. He's got his work duties, which he's committed to, so I honestly don't know. He doesn't know. He'll find out Monday during the week and we'll know from there.
Finlay, enjoy the week off and congratulations again, and good luck in a couple of weeks' time when you come back and play.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
And that's all from our team here at RPP News, serving the community with stories that matter to you. Keep watching and do tell your friends. Bringing the news from coast to coast across Frankston and the Mornington Peninsula, I'm Catie Sharp. See you for the next edition.